what I typically eat for breakfast is a grapefruit, some sort of protein. So whether it's eggs or I do a protein shake, and then I have a either another bowl of fruit or I do some sort of yogurt with granola, which is also protein, and I can also do a protein shake. But I love having a grapefruit early in the morning. The thing about grapefruit is that it's shelf stable, so you can actually have your grapefruit out in a basket. If it's starting to get a little mushy, just throw it in the fridge. Not a big deal. Throw it in the fridge. I forgot to take one of my vitamins. You see that? All right. So grapefruit had its own diet plan. Do you remember that? I think it was like the late 90s, early 2000s. There was no keto diet back then, but I think a lot of people were starting to do the paleo diet, eating high fats, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes the grapefruit diet. And a lot of my friends actually were doing it like in college and after college. But why? Why grapefruit? Is it some sort of superfood? You know, I've got my little cheat sheet here, so I'm just going to read you some of the health benefits of grapefruit so that you can start your day with either some grapefruit juice or just, eating the grapefruit. I like to cut around the edges and then slice it into like a little wheel of fortune and then eat the meat out of the grapefruit, and then squeeze it into my spoon at the end. Does anybody else like to eat their grapefruit that way? Oh yeah, one person does. All right, cool. So grapefruit, it's low in calories and very high in nutrients. It may benefit your immune system because it's obviously very high in vitamin C. And vitamin C, as we know, what does it do? It creates white blood cells. And what do white blood cells do? They help to fight off viruses, right? So grapefruit, we're talking about grapefruit right now. It's low in calories, high in nutrients, and it may benefit your immune system. Already, I'm sold. May promote appetite control. So this is why it was a fad diet back in the 90s and early 2000s, because if you eat grapefruit, you don't necessarily crave other things. It actually gives you a good amount of natural sugar in your diet. And if you're having natural sugars first thing in the morning, guess what? You're not going to have cravings for those natural sugars later in the day, or other sugars later in the day. It has been shown to aid in weight loss, which is helping with your digestive system. There's a good amount of fiber in grapefruit. Grapefruit may help prevent insulin resistance and diabetes, which is also a really great benefit of eating grapefruit. Eating grapefruit may improve your heart health. It's high in powerful antioxidants, which is how it improves your heart health and also just your overall health. And it may reduce the risk of kidney stones. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had a kidney stone. It sucks. I actually passed a kidney stone on a plane once. I was going to Colorado and I wasn't feeling well, and I just had my oldest daughter, and my mom, who was babysitting for me at the time, my mom and my Aunt Carol, who are both nurses, were thinking that because I'm such an empath and because I'm a sensitive person, that maybe I just was having these like physical symptoms because of my emotional stress of leaving my daughter, my 3-month-old daughter. And so I was like, just suck it up, Lindsay, just suck it up. You deserve a vacation. You really need to go and enjoy yourself and enjoy Colorado. It's a beautiful place. And so I just sucked it up, and then I got really sick on the plane, and I was like getting sick and like 15 times, to the point where I didn't know what else to do. I'm laying on the floor and shaking on the airplane, and the flight attendant comes by and they're like, do you want us to land the plane? I'm like, I don't want you to land the plane for me. But I was really feeling awful, and I knew that we had like 2 hours left in the flight. So what they did is they beeped in. They're like, hello, hi, this is Joe from Delta Flight 85. I've got a sick patient on the plane. Are there any doctors on the plane? And all of a sudden I'm looking up, and like 15 hands go up. I was on a plane with a bunch of doctors going to a kidney nephrology conference in Denver. What are the chances? So I had all of these like GI doctors, and I think it was a nephrology conference. So one of the doctors comes over, they give me a little tap on my back, and I nearly passed out from the pain. And they said, you know, you have a kidney stone. You're passing a kidney stone right now. I'm like, of course, I'm passing a kidney stone right now. So if you eat grapefruit, you know, you won't develop kidney stones. So I've been eating a lot of grapefruit since that horrible experience. It makes for a good story though, right? So that's the first small hinge for our Thirsty Thursday. Again, grapefruit, high in antioxidants, high in vitamin C, really good for your digestion. It actually can help promote weight loss and boost your immunity. So get your day started with some grapefruit, either juice it, eat it, squeeze the juice out after you eat the flesh, all good stuff. Second small hinge for today, and this is something I don't know if I could live without, it's green tea. So I have my very funny mug that my husband got for me. Wake up, drink coffee, poop, be awesome. And what I should do is I should take some white out and cross out the drink coffee, because I don't always, hold on. Okay. There we go, back, I'm back. I don't always drink coffee. I do drink some coffee. I drink purity coffee mostly, that's it. Because it's organic, it's not moldy, it's not broken. Definitely check out Purity Coffee. But today we're talking about tea. So let's not get distracted. So green tea is awesome. It's got so many health benefits. Now, you don't have to drink caffeine if you don't want to. I have this very old box. Obviously, we don't drink a lot of the non-caffeinated version of green tea. So this has been sitting in my tea drawer. Yes, I have a tea drawer for probably a year or so. I should probably check the expiration date. No, it expires in 2022, so that's good. So this is just a decaffeinated green tea. Right now I'm drinking a caffeinated green tea, and these are also caffeinated. If you don't like the flavor of green tea, because it can be a little almost like tannic, where when you're drinking it, you're like, so if you don't love the flavor of green tea, they have flavored green tea. So I like this one from Harney and Sons. It's a green tea with coconut, if you like coconut. Some people hate coconut. This one has blueberry and green tea, which is delicious. But you can also add stuff to it that will help enhance the nutritional value of it. So I have this black currant syrup, and it's not really like a sugary syrup. It probably has just as much sugar as honey does, but it's also really good for you. It's like black currant, elderberry. There's no added fructose or anything like that. So it's a natural immune boosting syrup. Then there's this stuff called royal jelly, and I don't know if you can see, but it's basically a honey byproduct, and it's the byproduct that is created when the bees are making honey. And the reason it's called royal jelly, it's because it's the honey that the queen bee eats to survive. And it's really, really high in lots of, antibiotic properties, anti-inflammatory propries. It's good for your digestion. It's good for your cognition. I mean, there's so much good stuff. And you can get it on Amazon. I'll post the link for it, but royal jelly, it looks like almost like a blonde honey, if you can see. So it's really good. I always put a teaspoon. I'm actually going to leave that open because this is what I'm going to use in my green tea today. Then there's other different types of honey. So if you get local honey, local organic honey, what the honey will do in the tea, and you don't want to put it in when it's too hot, because this is actually a good question. Someone asked me yesterday. I have to ask my mom, who used to be a beekeeper, does honey lose its medicinal properties when you put it into boiling water? Because I typically like to try and wait a little while until the water cools down quite a bit before I put the honey in. So I don't know, I've gotta ask someone. I'll find that out and I'll get back to you. But putting honey in, especially honey that's local, helps you not only to have all of the benefits of eating honey, like I just mentioned, you know, the antibacterial, anti-inflammatory properties, but also it helps with your seasonal allergies. So if you think about it, wildflower honey, especially local, you know, if you're in New York, all of the trees are kind of similar, right? So depending on your topography, your different trees are what the bees are actually going around and sourcing the nectar from in order to bring it back and make the honey. So when you have local honey, you're almost getting like a low dose of those allergens in your body every day. And so it helps you fight off and have immunity to those allergens, which is really cool. So it can help you with your allergies. So the two things for today are grapefruit, which again, high in antioxidants, can help prevent diabetes. It can improve heart health. It can boost your immunity. And then I have another little cheat sheet for the green tea. So it contains healthy bioactive compounds. It may help improve brain function. It keeps your bundo awake. It increases fat burning. Antioxidants may lower risk of some cancers, which is, I mean, that's amazing for just a tea, a delicious tea to drink in the morning. It may improve brain function. I said that already. It increases fat burning. May protect the brain from aging, which is also really cool. So if you think about, you know, keeping your mind sharp on a day-to-day basis, but then what are the long-term benefits of green tea? It may reduce bad breath, which, you know, being in close quarters with your family, you may want to, I might start giving my kids some green tea when they come in the morning. They're like, yeah, it's not a pretty sight. It also may help prevent type 2 diabetes, which, you know, is not the diabetes that you're born with. It's the diabetes that you can develop by eating badly. And it also may help prevent cardiovascular disease. So with these two things in my diet each morning, I am helping to reduce my risk of cancers, reduce my risk of diabetes, reduce my risk of heart disease, keep my brain active and functioning, and also to keep myself svelte and skinny. So that is our episode for today. Thank you for joining me. Check out SmallHinges.Health. I've got a lot of really great content up there, including 21 episodes of SmallHinges.Health Live. Thank you for joining me. I wish you lots of love and yum, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside. See you tomorrow.